Good morning, second graders. Yesterday we read a Tommy DePaula book called Strega Nona, and today we are going to read another book about Strega Nona. And I thought, what perfect book, because yesterday was the first day of fall, and because we're learning about Tommy DePaula and reading his books, look, Strega Nona harvest. So harvesting is something that you do in fall. And I just thought that this was the perfect book to read. So here we go. Do my best. It was spring and all the snow had melted. The rich earth was beginning to warm. Strega Nona pulled out a small wooden box that had been hidden away in the dark cupboard all winter. Aha! She said as she took out small packets of seeds she had saved from last year's garden. Qui siete, I miei amici peloco. Here you are, my little friends. So one thing I've noticed is that we've read several books this year that have different languages. So this is Italian. We've read a book that has Spanish in it. We've read a book that has Swahili in it. We've read a book that has Korean in it. All right. Oh, look, we have Big Anthony in our story, just like our Strega Nona book yesterday. Why were all those seeds in the dark, Strega Nona? Big Anthony asked. Well, mi caro, my dear, Strega Nona answered, they had to rest, just like you, so they will be able to do their job when we plant them in the garden. When will we plant them, Strega Nona? Babylona asked. When la luna, the moon, tells us, Babylona, then we will plant each kind of seed carefully in the right place. After all, we can't just throw the seeds into the ground in a big pile. A garden must be orderly, so it is easy to pick the vegetables. Now let me look in my Libro di Giardino, my garden book, to see what we did last year. Every year Strega Nona wrote down in her book what she planted, when and where. She never put the same vegetable in the same spot. We have to move them around, she told her young helpers, so the soil will stay happy and strong. But first, Anthony, you must spread the compost and manure we saved all winter and rake it into the soil so our vegetables will grow as big and beautiful as can be. So Big Anthony put a clothespin on his nose and did his job. Why do you think Big Anthony has a clothespin on his nose? Well, manure is cow poop, and so I'm sure it's a little stinky. Children, come, called Strega Nona. It is almost the end of Maggio, May, and there will be a full moon tonight. It is time to plant. Now, Anthony, I want you to make a nice straight row in the soil with the end of the hoe. That's where the seeds will go. Big Anthony, Babylona scolded, you're not making the row straight enough. You know that Strega Nona likes everything perfect, she added, and so do I. Babylona is so bossy, Big Anthony thought. Someday I'll show her I can do something perfect, too. Ooh. What do you already know about Big Anthony? What were some of his character traits in Strega Nona? I wonder if he's going to be a little sneaky in this book. Let's see. This page doesn't have any words on it, but it still tells a story. Looks like they're sorting the seeds. They're putting different seeds in different bowls, and then they're labeling each bowl so they know what the seeds are. Pumpkin, squash, eggplant, peas, cabbage, tomatoes, zucchini, artichokes, beans, melons or cantaloupe. And then they're putting those stakes in the ground and putting the seeds in those rows. That night when the moon rose in the sky, Strega Nona quietly crept out to the garden. She looked up at the moon and sang, Oh, bella luna, smile on me, and on the seeds I sow, and let the moonbeams shine from thee to make my garden grow. And now for the ingredient secreto, secret ingredient. Strega Nona blew 3 kisses to the moon. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm having so many connections to our story from yesterday. Are you? Oh, said Big Anthony as he watched her. Suddenly he spied some seeds that had dropped on the ground. I know. I'll plant my own perfect garden behind the goat shed. I'll show Babalona. So Big Anthony poked some holes in the ground. He threw in the seeds and covered them with compost and manure. He watered and watered. What predictions do you have? Then he sang Strega Nona's song. O Bella Luna, smile on me, and on the seeds I sow, and let the moonbeam shine for thee, to make my garden really grow. As it did every year, Strega Nona's garden grew beautifully. So this says, right here, this says Big Anthony's garden. So here's what it looks like when they first started. This is Strega Nona's garden. Hers are in rows. His are kind of growing all over the place. But it doesn't look bad yet. Soon, bright green enchilada salad was on the table. Fresh peas were added to the pasta from Strega Nona's pasta pot. Green beans were cooked in olive oil, and the other vegetables were growing beautifully too. Big Anthony's secret garden was growing as well, but not quite so beautifully. It looked like a jungle. Mamma mia, Big Anthony thought. I can't let Babalona or Strega Nona see this mess. So it doesn't look like he knows how to find things that he wants. So here's Strega Nona's garden, and here's Big Anthony's garden. Which one would you rather work on? Now it was time to harvest the vegetables that Strega Nona would keep over the winter. Pumpkins, tomatoes, maybe she's going to can some. It wasn't long before the root cellar and the rafters in the kitchen were full. Molto bene. Very good, said Strega Nona to Babalona and Big Anthony. A job well done. We all deserve a good rest. But Big Anthony didn't have time to rest. He had other work to do. I've got to pick all my vegetables. What will I do with them? He said. The next morning, when Strega Nona opened the door, she found a big pile of vegetables. Santo cielo! Good heavens! Strega Nona said. Where did these come from? She called Big Anthony and Babalona. My children, please carry all these vegetables into the kitchen. Grazie. Thank you. So in Strega Nona made Big Anthony eat all the pasta. So I'm wondering if she's going to make Big Anthony do something similar. Every morning there were more vegetables outside the door. Soon there was hardly any room to move in the kitchen. Maybe these are from the villagers, Strega Nona thought. Perhaps they had too good of a harvest. Well, I must find out, and soon. If this goes on, I won't have enough room to sleep in my little bed at night. Ooh, that was the same problem that she had in Strega Nona. The next morning, Strega Nona packed a basket of vegetables. I'll take these to the sisters at the convent, and maybe they'll know something. Oh, grazie, Strega Nona, the Mother Superior said. You must have heard our prayers. Our garden didn't do well this season. In fact, no one's garden in the village did. We had too much rain down here, while you had lots of sun on your hills. So Strega Nona went right to the mayor. See, yes, Strega Nona, Signor Mayor said. The harvest was poor this year. Well, I have more than enough to share, Strega Nona said. I will have a harvest feast tomorrow evening at sundown. Tell everyone to come. And Strega Nona practically ran up to her little house. Babalona, Big Anthony, come quickly, Strega Nona said. We have much work to do. I am going to have a harvest feast for all of our friends and neighbors. We shall share our bounty. So here they come. So it sounds like this has worked out in Big Anthony's favor. Avia, avia! Hooray, hooray for Strega Nona, everyone shouted. Arrivederci. Buon notte. Goodbye, good night. Strega Nona and her 2 helpers called out. Strega Nona looked around her empty kitchen. Well, that took care of that, she said with a smile. But I still wonder where all those vegetables came from. And she climbed into bed. It said later that night. So Anthony kind of got away with it, right? She never found out. She's just wondering. That's a difference then from Strega Nona, the book that we read yesterday, right? She found out that Big Anthony didn't follow her directions. This one, he didn't follow her directions, but she never found out. And his not following directions helped out the villagers. So today what you're going to be bringing Mrs. Fields is I'm going to turn to the page that shows the 2 gardens. And I want you to, so here's their gardens at the beginning when they first planted them, Big Anthony's garden and Strega Nona's. Let me show you the one where it starts growing. Here. I want you to think of some things that you would want to plant in your garden. And I want you to draw a picture just like this of what you would plant. I want you to label it, make it nice and pretty, and then be ready to share with the class all your gardening plans. Have a wonderful day.